NostrilCams 3 days in a row. That's some kind of record. You know, sometimes I don't leave my house for like 2 weeks. But then when I do, I'm gone for days. Today, I'm going to an art expo thing. I don't know what it is. I saw it on the internet. It was new. Didn't know what it was, so I'm going to go check it out. Jason, anytime I go somewhere, I leave, and he's at the house, he always asks me the same questions. Where are you going? Who are you going to be with? What time are you going to be back? And what's the rescue word? I told him I'm going to an art supply store in the museum district. He approved. I told him I'm going to meet Susan and Christine and Connie, if they can all make it. He approved. I told him I would be home sometime this afternoon. If the whole thing tanked and we just give up and come home early, it'll be early. If not, you know, we might stick around for a while. We might go to lunch. We might go eat at the Reggae Hut because I really like to sit by the window where the bullet hole is. He wasn't thrilled about that one, but there's nothing he can do, so he said, okay. And then the rescue word. We always pick a rescue word for in case, you know, like I get abducted and he calls and the kidnappers, they let me talk, but I can't really tell him that I've been abducted because they're listening. So I have to work the rescue word into the conversation so that he'll know I'm in trouble and he needs to find me. It's always something really stupid. And it's usually, today we picked just the standard usual word, banana. So, if I get abducted and he calls and the crazy kidnappers actually let me talk to him, I have to somehow bring up the word banana, and then he will call the police and come find me. I also have to be really careful not to use the word banana in a regular conversation because that could be confusing. That is my plan for today. We'll see how it goes. No tollway today. This time I took the loop to 59 North, which is one of my favorite highways in Houston because, you know, first of all, I pass right by Lakewood Church, and then I always go like, hey Joel. And I, you know, just talk to him and wave every time I pass the church. I don't know why I do that, but I just feel the need to, you know, hey Joel. And then when you get closer to downtown, there's the bridges, and I don't know how many there are, I forget, like 7 or 9. And they have these big red things, and they're just very architecturally cool to look at. You know what I need? I need a little mount thing, like maybe something that has a suction cup deal that sticks on my windshield where I can put my phone in it. And that way I can just easily switch between filming that direction and this direction. That's what I need. You know, like a GPS holder that sticks to your windshield, but it just has to fit my phone. I can investigate that. Oh, here come the bridges. These are the bridges I was talking about that I love so much. I'm gonna mess around and miss my exit. I don't know if you can see the red things on the side, but they are very cool. We are watching Salli Babbitt work her magic with her encaustic wax, and she has already showed us ways to, you know, because my first thought was they're expensive. I've heard. And she's already showed us ways to save money. Yes, to make the most out of your wax. And you have to buy a cat so that you can get the cat food can, so there's that. But look, she sets stuff on fire, so she's practically my best friend already because of that. Look.
All us pyros have to stick together.
She does.
Okay, look,
oh, this is
just
amazing.
take
And
your
she's having a
little
class.
doll like this, and then you just, excuse me, Mayor.
Okay, she just sprinkled some pearl wax on there.
And then I'm just going to polish it. I'm just going to take a little napkin and do that. Now, if you don't like it one that much, you just keep rubbing it. And then if you still can't quite get, I like it like that, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to break it up just a little bit so that you can have, and you can add, look, these are candy wrappers. That's Ghirardelli, there's Hershey's Kisses, and all that stuff. But look at this. Look how nice this turned out. Just getting some of that red back with the gold. Isn't that yummy? And
as soon as that cools down, I'm going to have to feel it again. I've already felt it once, but I'm going to have to feel it again.
And then look at this. I like to do this. Now, this is for people with money.
Oh, that's the rich people way to do it.
Yeah, well, that's $20. No, not yeah, it's a couple of dollars right there.
That's not Shannon.
But I don't care. I love doing it. This is what I do on mine. And then I have Danielle holds them up and we drip them. And I do the heat gun. Sometimes I might have 2 heat guns doing it at the same time and blowing this stuff. And she's just moving the piece around. But isn't that fun and beautiful?
It is fun.
And then see, you can take this. Okay, let's say you had your orange, and I watered this down, so I'm just going to kind of pop it in there on top, and then we're going to have both right here. Now that's what you need. Turn around and look quick.
What?
A little camera on here.
Oh. He's got a camera on his head. I'm jealous.
I know, you need that for your videos. But see how I want a nice little, now I've got a nice tonality going on right there.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Now, with this, I put a little of that in there. Well, I can make up a new color by just doing this. I'm heating this. I'm going to add it to it. And I've got more wax in there to make it thick. So, you can make a bunch of your own colors.
Okay, Susan just suggested that you don't need to buy a cat. You just go rummage through your neighbor's recycle bin and get their cat food cans. That is a smart woman.
That's right. I use the XD in my paints, so it makes everything really, really shiny automatically, and I don't have to put that finish over it, because they really do need a finish. What we used at the Art League is I used Jacquard with my students.
I'm sorry, what?
Jacquard, which is an oil-based product. Anything oil-based you can use with your encaustics.
Okay.
I mean, some people frown on that, the purists do, but come on, I'm not a purist.
Obviously, you set fire to your stuff.
Oh, there she is in shellac. Isn't that fun? I just love doing it.
That is beautiful.
You could just take you could use a spoon too, but you can take and just keep going. And see, a little of this pink that I put on earlier is popping up.
Sally has a trick with Pan Pastels she's fixing to show us.
Okay, the only problem is I don't have my little stick that I put it on with. You can put it on with a stiff brush. You can put it on with one of those sponge brush.
Sponge applicators?
You can do all that kind of stuff. Let me see who's cool enough. Oh, well, we'll just try. Okay. See, when it's kind of soft, you can dig it up. You don't want it too fat of a thing, so you can buy these here. These are just little Chinese wood carving thingies.
Yeah.
And you can just carve out, look, and see, I do with people in workshops and stuff, we'll do abstract landscapes where we'll do something like this, and then we'll carve out the tree, and then make it hot pink or fuchsia or turquoise, and they're just so pretty. I have a couple at home, and even though I'm an abstract expressionist, I love them. They're kind of that Matisse look thing.
Yeah.
You should learn how to do this, Ryan.
That must be Ryan.
Yes, Ryan.
I didn't ask him permission to film him. I just did it anyway.
Oh,
you're the Pan Pastel guy? That's the Pan Pastel guy. He's our new best friend.
Here, take it, carve out, Pete. We'll put it down somewhere. Can you see it?
Got it.
So I'm going to kind of fix this where Ryan...
failed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it just slipped out.
And then you can either dump it in there like that. You know, I shaved it off with the edge of mine.
Right.
Exactly enough. Or you can use the sponge applicator or any number of things. But I like to use, you can use these powders too, but they're metallic. And this you can get more vivid color. And they're just so, these colors from the Pan Pastels are just vivid. They're just absolutely stunning. And now what you do is you can just kind of pat it in there like that. And actually, when nobody else is looking, I'll just lift my finger and clean it.
We all do
use an
it.
alcohol pad.
You buy one of her art pieces, now you know what you're getting. There'll be some DNA on there.
That's right.
So is it mixing with the wax that's there,
It's
or is
just
it melting
fusing.
itself? Okay,
Yeah,
so it's fusing
the wax
with it?
is fusing, and it's just kind of going into it.
Okay.
And if you want to, you can take, where's our little thing? Remember these sticks?
Yes, I remember the stick.
This is your economic way to do.
That's how we save money with encaustics.
Yes. And you can either take, we can do that two ways. We can just do this, and we can take the brush and just give it 30 wax over it. Ooh, I like that. It made it do things. Or you could just take this, heat it up, and just put it on there. And there you go. It's protected, it's done, it's finished. Move on.
Very cool.
The thinner that you make them with the waxes, the more transparent they are. So my stuff, that's why my stuff looks so... Look on my website.
Where's your website?
You see it, just SalliBabbitt.com. Here.
Oh, I can remember that.
You don't have one?
Not the pink one.
Oh, you don't? Oh.
Oh, thank you. Okay, there we go. Everybody go visit SalliBabbitt.com.
All right, so I'll just put your name down.
Indigo dye is real jeans dye. It's the only dye that makes fabric stronger. So even if you have an old pair of jeans, if you re-dye them with indigo, they'll last longer. And you can really get a pair of old cruddy jeans to look brand new again. Indigo dye doesn't work the way other dyes work. It actually develops in oxygen. So you dip it in, it comes out bright green. And when it hits the air, it starts turning blue immediately. And in about 15 minutes, it turns from green to blue. The blue form is permanent. There's no extra step. It's completely finished at that point. So that means you can do some things you can't do with other dyes. Right here, I have done a batik using Elmer's glue. So I take the Elmer's glue, I drew all these little frogs on there. One time someone accused me of killing a bunch of frogs to make this.
They do. They look like those frog skeletons.
Yeah, but I just drew these on with Elmer's glue. And
Note to self: steal that idea.
I let the glue dry, and then because you only have to get it wet. You don't have to leave it in the bucket very long. You just get it wet. You pull it out. It's green. As soon as it turns blue, it's permanent. So you can rinse it out. And when you rinse it out, all of the glue comes out and you've got a perfect batik, and it's very, very easy. Probably about 45 minutes, including the time it takes the glue to dry.
Wow.
So very, very easy batik project. If you do tie-dye with it, this is done in 15 minutes. It doesn't take, a normal tie-dye takes 24 hours.
Right.
But this
Keep
one,
it in the bag.
This is, yeah, exactly. This one takes 15 minutes. This started out as a light blue shirt, but all the dark blue marks are the indigo. But this, a child can wear this that day. They don't have to wait 24 hours for it to be done. It's instant gratification tie-dye because of the way the indigo works.
I forgot how this one was done.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
So this is color magnet, and this is essentially a reverse batik. So instead of blocking the areas that we don't want to get dyed, it actually intensifies the color wherever the lines are put down. So this was screen printed. This is just like a really nice add-on for tie-dye. And you can actually get letters and dark, sharp lines with dye, not paint, so it's completely soft. You can get really nice, rich colors. It looks kind of vintagey because it's just a darker version of the background color. This is and again, it's totally soft, so it's something you can use on bed sheets, baby clothes, stuff you don't want to have any texture.
So the color magnet on here is a blue?
It's actually yellow. It's all yellow.
You mean it just brings out
it
the
just
color
sucks
of
whatever color dye
the
you
garment?
use. Whatever. So no, this started as a white shirt,
okay.
Right? We screen printed down the color magnet, and then when we squirted our dye on, it pulled the blue in where it's blue, it pulled the purple in where it's purple, and the red in where it's red. So whatever color you dye it, so you can print 10 of the say screen print 10 of the same image. You put it in 10 different buckets of dye, you've got 10 different versions of the same thing.
And if screen printing is foreign to you, you can use like a stencil
absolutely. You don't have
anything to get the image on
anything
there.
to get the image on. I use an applicator bottle and draw these on a lot. So I got.
Is this a shirt? This is a white shirt.
This was all white,
that
and
you
I dyed it green.
And then the color.
I used about half the concentration.
The color magnet made
color
this
magnet
extra
holds the
green. Yeah.
This one. This is a black shirt. I dyed this shirt black. But I did it at 1/20th the concentration of normal. This one took a little bit longer because there was so little dye in the dye bath. Almost 100% of it went to the color magnet line. I left this for about 4 hours instead of this. This takes about 15 minutes, half an hour. This took more like 4 hours. Such a weak dye bath that it took a long time for it to absorb. And you'll actually see it. It stays yellow and it starts getting dark around the edges, and you'll see the lines along the edges. If you kind of take it in and out of the dye bath, you'll see the progression of how it sucks the dye in.
Okay, I'm here at the Reggae Hut with Christine and Susan and dude rocking the steel drum over there. Okay, we just got our food. I got the garlic shrimp, and Susan got the jerk chicken.
It is spicy.
And Christine got the brown
chicken stew.
Brown chicken stew. These plates are huge, absolutely huge. The art expo thing, which was good. I liked it. I would go again. We watched some demonstrations and talked to some company reps and bought a few things. So yeah, it was worth it. It was worth the price of the free admission. So we spent a couple hours there. Then we went to eat at the Reggae Hut, which has Caribbean food, and it's very, very good. Tiny little hole-in-the-wall place, you know, bullet holes in the windows, and, you know, maybe a dozen things on the menu, but really good, and, you know, enormous portions. So that was great. And after that, we went to the Contemporary Art Museum of Houston, and we saw a bunch of stuff that we couldn't really identify. Oh, hey Joel. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, it was interesting. I took some pictures. I'll try to remember to put some at the end of the video. So we made fun of all the contemporary art. Then we walked down the street to the Jung Jung, oh gosh, Institute? Yeah, I don't know. You know, Jung, like with a J, that Jung. Yeah, so we went there. And I'd never been there before, and it was kind of cool. It's just a small place. They had one artist exhibit there. Here comes my exit. Oh yeah, this is the one where I have to get all the way over 12 lanes of traffic. Come on, Shannon, you can do this. I did it. Okay, so yeah, they went to the Jung Institute place, and they had this photographer guy. I didn't take any pictures there. I didn't even ask if we could, because I was down to like 8% battery on my phone. I just wanted to save that 8% in case of emergency. But I'll try to remember his name and put a link up to his photographs, because they were really, really cool. So we looked at that. And then we walked across the street to the Cullen Sculpture Garden and walked through there, which was kind of cool. They have lots of different kinds of bronze sculptures and stuff. And there were a couple of them that were really neat. And then we called it a day. So, making my way back home, where I am going to put my feet up for the rest of the evening, and then later I'm going to eat my leftovers from lunch. I had the garlic shrimp, and I ate all the shrimp, but there's still a bunch of rice and vegetables left, so I'm just going to have that for dinner. And I am calling it a good day. I had a really good time. And we were making so much fun of the artist statements for each of the paintings at the Contemporary Arts Museum that I thought it would be funny if we each wrote our own artist statement. So yeah, I'm going to have to think of something to say, because they were really, really out there, y'all. There was one exhibit on the wall. It was like this old, yucky, maroon colored carpet, plush carpet, you know, like we've all pulled out of a house at one point or another. It was stapled to the wall, and that was it. That was the entire painting. The artist statement called it a painting. It was carpet stapled to the wall, and it was weird. So while we were at the Contemporary Arts Museum, I was standing there talking to Susan, and we were looking at some piece of something that we just didn't really understand. It was very strange, and she said something like, she said, "Oh, have you been to the oh, I can't think of it, it's that museum?" And I said, "Do you mean the Menil collection?" She said, "Yeah." And then I said, "Are you talking about the hairy cheese?" She said, "Yes." So we have both seen the hairy cheese at the Menil collection. I'm going to have to Google and see if there's a picture of the hairy cheese online, because it is cheese with hair, and it apparently leaves an impression on everyone. With what little she described to me of what was on her mind, I knew immediately it was the hairy cheese. You just don't forget hairy cheese. I left the house at like 9:30 this morning, and it's 4 o'clock now. I've been gone all day, and I haven't talked to Jason all day. Haven't heard from anybody. And just a few minutes ago, he texted me, and all it said was, "Banana." So I told him I was on my way. I'm almost home, in fact. So, since I am almost there, I will end this episode of the NostrilCam and say, the end.